Tori Zakaris. I said it right. Woo!
Good evening. I'm Tori, and it's a pleasure to be here in the city tonight. I have been in the suburbs for about the past 6 months. My husband and I bought a house, and there are some good things about being in the suburbs, including pedestrian-free sidewalks. It's kind of like ghost town where I live. It's, there's sidewalks everywhere, but not a pair of feet to trod them. And the schools, because, when you are in the suburbs, you have to be snooty about the schools. It's, a secret code that they tell you once you close on your house. And you'll hear it, too, when you close on your house in the suburbs. I promise. There's some bad things about the suburbs, like lawns. I learned that a lawn is like another member of your family. It's not the patriarch or matriarch that holds everybody together, that everybody looks to for advice. Oh, no. It is your older brother who's really anxious and must be appeased to at all costs. Fear the lawn. As my offering to my personal lawn god, in the backyard, I recently researched a weed whacker purchase for my husband and I. And we went to YouTube, and I was introduced to something that I never would have thought was out there. You guys, there are these 14-year-old boys who are making films of their latest small engine purchase. Yes. These films are often silent, except for the heavy breathing of said filmmaker as they mow the lawn, or if they, recently had a weed whacker, they, just pan the camera over the straight shaft and 5-engine, stroke. This is lawnmower porn, folks. And it's not safe for work. Now, with, being in the suburbs, I miss out on a lot of stuff that happens in the city. It's a fact of life. One of the things that I missed out on were the NATO protests last month. And being an American, I don't know what NATO does. From what I can gather, it's a League of Nations that get together and they argue about wars. Who's going to be at war next? What happened during the last war? Stuff of that nature. So to me, I guess it's like an episode of Jersey Shore with less spray tans and more accents. But what I really want to talk about are some of the protesters, and they kind of need to change their ways a little bit. First of all, if you are somebody who needs to get your bomb-making materials from Hobby Lobby, you're not an anarchist. I'm sorry, you're not. You're a frustrated crafter. You need to start watching more Martha Stewart. And if you, save your urine in bottles to pour on the cops, you need to go to a history class or read a book or something, in between protests. And because, and there's been no movement in the history, in modern history, maybe going back to Game of Thrones era, that there may have been some urine-based social change, but not today. Not today. And finally, with these protesters, they were all, saying, I heard them saying on TV, the whole world is watching, the whole world is watching, to anyone who would listen to them. So I had to do a test. I asked 3 people if they had heard about the protests, and none of them had watched it. They barely knew when the NATO summit was in Chicago. Why is this? because they were more concerned about what was going to happen next on The Bachelorette. Thank you, Chicago. I wish you all the best. Have a great night.